This show might have been the saddest anime that I've ever watched. I swear there isn't a moment where the characters are happy for more than a second. Nobody is safe, with everyone dying, left, right, center, tearing up my will to live afterwards. K-dramas wish they were just as sad as this, but nevertheless, the development these characters go through has gotta be one of the best that I've seen in any piece of fiction created. So I'm gonna stop yapping now, and let's get straight to the peak. So the series starts off with straight heat. Crazy Chuck Norris, yes, that's his actual name, sliding police left and right with crazy time stop abilities from Sendevistan like he in Slash Game of Creative. But more of the ops pull up knowing it's GG's as they proceed to take you off the map. Effectively, if you work for too long, you're done. Turns out the whole thing was a VR simulation or braindance as we get introduced to our main character, David Martinez. Or so I thought. After talking to his bro Ripdog over the call, discussing with his mom about some class update with news about Chuck Norris' death and missing cyberware, David pops out to school and is mad at making the call that's going to matter later. We fast forward to him walking to school, and I have to say, cameraman was putting in the work, showing us the city of Cyberpunk in its glory. Had me straight geeking over the architecture and lighting setup. Despite the somewhat bright colors, this city is really cooked seeing people's living conditions. Truly exceptional exposition. And on the way, he does see a girl with rainbowish hair, but he's probably tripping. He then arrives to what is essentially the Eden Academy of the Cyberpunk world, Arasaka Academy, as we are introduced to the bum of the century, Katsu. I can't fathom the amount of hatred I have for this ninja despite only being here for 2 episodes. I'd just be looking like these. And he really be the greatest hater of all time, talking about David's brokey tech as he starts to hacking to avoid paying fees. But like the great Wall Street crash of our times, bro fries the system and his buddies, really recreating the Hanson Piker situation all over. We then cut to the principal's office and it's cooked for my homeboy David. Got principal questioning the financial situation and a better fit, only for his mom to back him up saying he's got a right to attend. Hey, W mom for the defense there. On the way home, they start arguing over David's misbehavior in the car, with him talking about having no future in Arasaka and he should just quit and start working the minimum wage job. And his mom rightfully crashing out over working for his future, and she starts talking about being treated similarly to David, and to prove them wrong, work his way up towards Arasaka Tower, and David can kind of agree, I guess. It's a pretty good example of parents wishing their kids' well-being, maybe it be out of personal sacrifice or unfulfilled dreams, but I think that is the tragedy of David's character off the bat. He's not working for his dream, but someone else's dream or story. He's not fitting in despite his hard-working ethics. I think similar to the Great Gatsby and the American Dream back when I was still a youngling, the dream of self-discovery and happiness turned into materialism, greed, and mortal decay in a grimly similar fashion that David shows that this Arasaka dream is unattainable. No amounts of wealth or prestige can really erase that both of them really come from the low of the lows. I guess they took the patron of death as well, as mid-talk, a random gang pulls up and they start pew pew pew, eventually crashing the V as bro wakes up in the worst possible position, straight 90-degree right angle triangle, and his mom slumped. Got trauma team pulling up just to dip 30 seconds later cause they broke as hell. This scene alone basically displays America's healthcare system in a nutshell. If anyone tells you the money doesn't matter, just show them this. We cut to the Silent Hill hospital where Doc says she should be fine and he returns home alone, just to see that he's been locked out cause rent money is due. But like the young ninja he is, he gets in using a vent, and as he's looking through the bag, he sees the 1-for-1 Sendevistan that was recovered back at the site and tries to pawn it off only for it to be capped at 10k by Ripperdoc. And I swear, bro must have the worst possible luck ever, really rivaling Bennett from Genshin, cause next day, he first sees the D1 hater Katsu pull out the low tier god speech on him and turns into a knockoff Dio Brando, hitting straight combos and an air kick of doom. Oh nah, had bro looking at the pearly gates right there. But then again, days not finished, getting note his own mother died for unknown reasons, taking her jacket and a jar of her ashes, and yet again the suffering continues, calling Doc now that he's only offering 6,000, I'm just calling it Sandy because saying the whole thing's a drag, and the extra cherry on top, Katsu mocking him and his mama's death. He really just taking L after L, up there with the likes of Guts and Natsuki Subaru in suffering so far. And after tweaking out like 2020 speed a bit, we cut to Ripperdoc's office as my guy David pulls up on straight timing to get his get back. And after playing Surgeon Simulator on David, with the stat boost he pulls back up to school and straight mollywops Katsu as they get to the boxing, with him activating his kung fu hustle chip, but that don't work as David activates his ult and does the greatest one punch, setting bro tumbling back in his goons running. They don't want none of this smoke as he starts crying for his dad and he'll sue. My guy,
we do not care.
Nothing this ninja can do will excuse the straight evils he's done. We then cut outside and bro is straight hysterical like Gojo to Toji, straight geek now that he's free to do whatever, with the higher ups now analyzing that David is built different, able to use the Sandy without side effects and for bro to be their lab rat. As he denies he's a return call cause bro was expelled, hops on the train just for him to feel something on his neck, like the one fly who won't stop pestering you, and he grabs her hand, with us meeting the deuteragonist, the fan shit of the series. Lucina Kushinada. She dead as like Motoko Kusanagi from Ghost in the Shell and Evelyn from Zenless appearance wise, I ain't gonna lie. As girl choke slams my bro David into the wall and hey, I'm up next if he dies! Oh, sorry. As she checks him out like the one girl going through receipts to check if the hus is cheating, she proposes they work together because he's a brokey. And he just accepts like that? Me personally, I would be a little bit skeptical, but hey, we ball. We then go through an entire montage of bro putting up stats in the Sandy stealing chips. As they discuss pay, bro falls straight slumped over the stairs. Same feeling after standing up sitting on the toilet for too long. While in the ambulance on the stretcher, like guys waking up after an afternoon nap, the emergency guys upholding them cause no insurance like in episode 1. As Lucy then kicks the stretcher off with David straight mesmerized, and they go crazy with her laughing. Guys have the same reaction in the most serious and life-threatening situation of their lives. We go back to Ripper Dog himself after they escaped, with them finding out the Sandy is basically the binding vow or contract of Cyberpunk, in the sense that in turn for time stops and like what David did, he's also exposed to psychological dangers, which is why he got the nosebleed. As bro warns, even with the immunosuppressants, he's already on his way to the Grim Reaper once he equipped it on, got the free curse of binding on him equipped on chest. You use that shit for God knows how long, you're cooked my G. Yeah right, Unc, keep your secrets. We then move to the two in Lucy's apartment after David's treatment as they talk about dreams, with David realizing he's living for his mother's dream and Lucy's dreams to go to the moon, with her telling David he should start fulfilling his own dreams. And this theme of dreams is one of the saddest we'll see develop, as it's pretty much established early on that David was being part of someone else's story. As Lucy shows him a simulation of the moon, and the song that plays through the montage of them exploring and floating is just sensational. I can't play this because copyright, but it was really that good. Had me spamming this song 24/7 in the gym for the plus 10 attributes, just for Lucy's whole ass crew to pull up and start interrogating, as we are then introduced to the squad. We got main built like Potemkin from Guilty Gear, but is overall a G, Dorio, who I swear she was a guy from the haircut, and my man Pillar with arms straight out of the Santa Devil from Chainsaw Man and the build of an Australian spider, with Main straight crashing out over being double crossed before David realizes the contact is his mother, with Main basically telling him, that's rough buddy, but he still needs the cash as David bargains for his life and he can pay it like, hey, let me keep the Sandy we just paid off little by little. How do I know you legit with the Sandy on the back? I bet. Watch me whip. Now watch me nay. Son of a bitch. I'm in. With them getting him set up with the tracker just in case, and we meet yet another member, Kiwi, the Futaba of the squad, as we get to the next game plan, with them explaining they need data on Arasaka bodyguard, so they rig the fight, making the press in the bar, steal his chip, control V and put it back. But Dorio be selling the play right now, as Rebecca, another goat, has to clutch the bargain for more time. She really the one ninja who'd do anything for the sake of the squad, as they switch gears using the card to read the data with Lucy pulling her best no itches Megamind impression, just for the guard to pull up and start blasting, causing them to hit the dash and the ups to pull up. And even in traffic, David pops out his ult and hits the meanest weave into the highway, got Brody right there straight slumped, and weave again to lead bro to Jesus. And just when they think they're good in the safe house, the first op who we thought Alt F forward pulls up and starts to run the fade expeditiously, with Lucy pulling up like she's Shang-Chi with the rings and grabs his arm, just for him to pull out his melee and make the play on David. But my absolute GOAT Main pulls up with the save and straight bodies this man with the shotty to the face, ending the fight. We then cut to the squad chilling, with David finally being inducted as a member, with Main telling him he got an upgrade to be like Cyborg from DC one day since the Sandy won't be enough, and flexes his gun arms like guys after a fresh cut. It really is that tough. But hey, he's not wrong though, so it's sort of W advice from him, but it's also a false sense of security that's basically the equivalent to substance abuse. A random V then pulls up with us meeting Faraday, got bro built like DC Two-Face into most NPC quest giver form. Yo ass botched this height and it was useless 7'1" guy looking ass. Man, Doku, we did what your 180-degree vision ass said. What other smoke you want? I ain't one of the main ops Tanaka finding out. Lock the F in if you want your bread, you useless bum. As he leaves, the main tells David not to worry, and he departs, and Rebecca and David start being friendly, with the principal calling his ass up, but he be like, nah, I'ma do my own thing. And devotes now to edge running full-time. And as Dorio and Main make preparations to get more information, David interrupts the giggity cause he needs more field experience, so bro becomes the minimum wage errand boy, delivering stuff to Rebecca's brother Pillar. And bro straight stoked, must have thought the Knicks comeback against the Spurs to be this giddy. We then cut to bro going on a train montage with Lucy as he tries to ask him about her past, pulling out Usain Bolt's running forms, had David resting like these. This is the same thing after I pull off my first 5km run, we realize we not built for this. As the squad makes band after band, and I swear, even though I be criticizing Main, he really be the W-mans as they talk. He really be the father figure that David never had in his life after both his parents died, giving the greatness comes to an up-and-coming, play-by-play. Really one of the realest ninjas. I know some people think Ripperdoc is sort of his father figure as well, warning David about chroming up, and hey, both opinions are pretty valid in David's life. But friendly reminder, this is Edgerunners as we cut to the squad chilling, seeing a random guy doing his business. And I swear, Pillar is the funniest but dumbest as he antagonizes him like these, just for him to take him off the map! This is the true definition of minding your own business, cause this is what happens if you don't. Cameraman done bro dirty in the worst way possible, showing 5 different angles like he filmed for the Twin City fight.
This is a sick Negro!
And after the shock, the squabbles commence, with David looking like an Ichigo straight flabbergasted as Main does a "get your ass out of here," up the blick, empty mag, tactical fry to weave, had it looking up to the sky for a moment, sucker fly by Lucy, pop his ult and secure the kill. Had them celebrating too early just for the cybercycle to pull up again with my man Main to come in clutch again. As they clean the mess, and Main tells them to cite a cybercycle incident, with us cutting to Ripperdoc looking pissed to see bro again. Oh, he does not want to be here, as Dorio dips and David then drives Lucy off after the treatment. We then cut to them talking buddy rooftop like the 3 AM talks at night with the homeboys, as Lucy then explains the moon BD was legitimate fun she had, asking David if he was mad, and he's low-key chill about it, as she drops the most depressing line yet.
You're the guy who jumps into the fire to rescue someone, even when you know you're gonna get burned.
And it was at this point I was thinking, oh gosh, is he gonna die? Surely not, I mean, he's the main character on the poster, so... Nah, surely not, I said, as I continued on, as Lucy drops the coldest one-liner possible.
Don't make a name for yourself as a cyberpunk by how you live. Make a name by how you die.
I swear that was low-key tough, but also saddening at the same time, knowing the context of Night City as a falsified utopia, as David tells Lucy he's just built differently and seals his fate by telling her he'll take her to the moon himself. And right there is how people of fiction die. When a character tells them that they're going to do something with them and that's a promise, they are not making it out whatever is next alive. But David finally gets his biggest W yet! I'd be celebrating in my room like these, really use the ISO to his advantage to get the bag work. I did not expect bro to have these elite plays in his inventory. Incredible! When will it be my turn though?
But anywho!
We cut to the squad still shaking over losing Pillar as Main discusses passing down his fate to David if he does die. And Kiwi then gets new Tanaka information, with David knowing someone called JK, Jimmy Kurosaki. Now knowing Tanaka visits him and he's got a reservation to meet up, they get straight to business. As the setup is to apprehend and jump him, but like Light from Death Note, he anticipates it and pulls out the sonar scream, smoking everyone, and everyone hitting one of these as he snags David. As bro forces him to experience Chuck Norris's death, started tweaking harder than Frank Castle, as Lucy and Dorio pull up cause they're not affected by the blast radius and get straight to squabbling, just for the bullets to put up 0 stats, forcing Lucy to switch to plan B hacks, with David yet again to ult and come in clutch, and Jimmy seeing them ninjas legit, he agrees to help. With the plan now for Tanaka to pull up on Jimmy, followed by the squad and jam his panic button to prevent backup, but like the Mandalorian and the Stormtroopers, he likes those odds as they get straight to the boxing to restrain him, with Main suffering from the worst pain yet, but that not stopping him, and he straight domes this guy, just for Jimmy to have been caught in the crossfire as he bleeds out. And I don't know why bro is still here. Dog, just go upstairs. Free will exists. As the squad have to hit the dash with Tanaka in tow due to Jimmy's panic button, but not before he flashes a smile towards David. Turns out in the brain dance he explains he gets the materials from cybercycles, with many thinking they could chrome without consequences, which is how the Edgerunner series came to be, with either them dying or losing themselves, and he'll be another volume number soon with all the red flags waving in his face. Had me straight shaking at my boots knowing my guy was was about to go out edge running sooner or later to an inevitable slow descent of madness. But this is now the end of the vid. What a chilling cliffhanger showing David living someone else's story. Subtle signs of death and cyberpsychosis with Jimmy putting the nail in the coffin about his demise. Next we'll focus on episodes 6 to 10. But perhaps that was a mistake as the emotional damage that I got from my favorites being put on a T is insane. But hey, hope you guys enjoyed the vid. Hope to see you in the next part. Let me know what else I should cover next. God bless y'all and have a good one. Peace.